Well, I think we first have to look at the quarter performance. 19% year-over-year growth, 14% growth in earnings. So very much as we predicted, in Q4. As we look forward, we sort of indicated this last quarter. As we look forward, we have seen some challenges around the globe. We saw some challenges here in Europe, and that was particularly around public sector spending. So public sector spending, without doubt, we know the austerity measures, that is causing some concern, some uncertainty. Is it a trend? It's really a little bit too early to tell, but certainly we saw an impact and expect to see an impact in Q2.
It's a very powerful trend, and I think difficulties with public finances are something that are not new to most of us. Was there a flaw, if you like, in the strategy in being so dependent on these public sector contracts?
I think you can look at it two ways. First of all, elements of the public sector are still doing well. Across Europe we had very good growth in Germany, we had good growth in France, we had good growth in the Netherlands, good growth in the Nordics. For example, here in the UK, we saw a big change. We saw a big change in the US in terms of central government spending. The question is, is it a one quarter phenomenon, or is it going to go out, to future quarters? It's too early to call that.
Well, let's leave that one on one side, because clearly that is something which will affect your competitors as well. But what worries, I think, some of the analysts when they look at these results is they feel that some of these problems are specific to Cisco, and in particular the loss of market share and an erosion of profit levels as well, or at least of pricing. Is that something that you think you can correct?
Well, I think first of all, it is not market share loss. So we have been, doing very well in market sharing in our core switching and routing. We did very well in 6 categories. We increased market share. So it isn't really a question of market share. It really is a question about, we're one of the first companies to call the month of October, and we saw some changes in the marketplace. We therefore have been transparent. We have updated the market accordingly. Is it a trend? A little bit too early to tell. We also have seen some challenges around the globe, for example, in the service provider marketplace. In the US, set-top box sales, without a doubt, were affected, and that's specifically in the cable market in the US.
Do you think that you can get back to your long-term target of 12 to 17% growth under these circumstances, or are you worried enough about, if you like, the bumpy nature of this recovery to feel that that isn't going to be possible for a while?
I think that, what we've said this year is we've said that, Q2 we expect revenue growth in the 3 to 5. Obviously, we're disappointed in that guidance. We've said for the whole year growth in the 9 to 12% range. Now, clearly, we want to do better than that. So we absolutely believe that our long-term guidance of 12 to 17% growth is absolutely achievable for us. We're in the right marketplace. We're in the right spaces. New technology, great innovation, good market share gains, good positioning. So in the long term, we still feel comfortable at our long-term guidance.